Many of us forget that having a driver's license is a privilege, not a right. And it's not just about freedom. It is also about having a reliable means of transportation to support a family, especially during these uncertain economic times. In today's Injuries Are Personal with Reynolds Law, attorney Carl Reynolds joins us via Skype to explain how Manatee County is helping people get back on the road. Good to see you, Carl.
Good to see you.
So this is something that the Manatee County Clerk's Office does as a service to residents. Tell us about Operation Greenlight.
Operation Greenlight is a service that the DMV provides, obviously, to allow those who have unpaid fines, have suspensions on their licenses and things, gives them a little bit of a discount to bring their current driving status legal and to get those licenses so they can get back on the road legally and safely.
What do you think the county's theory is for having like this one morning where you can go, deal with this and get a little bit of a break financially? It sounds like they kind of want people to be back on the roads. I like that theory.
Sure. I mean, they know that most of us, that's the means that we get to and from work, among other things. And it helps commerce go. If you don't have a vehicle or can't legally drive a vehicle, then not only are you not going to work oftentimes, but you're also not going out and being a patron to other businesses. So yes, they want people on the road. It also helps with making sure you're legal so you can purchase insurance. If you drive without the legal requirements, then you may not have the insurance. And so you have a lot of uninsured drivers out there. So they want everyone to be current, to be legal, and to get a little break on those fines so they can get to that point. It also helps with a little revenue for them. If they have all these unpaid fines, it doesn't help the county not being able to collect. So it's a win-win. It gives those that owe a little break, and it gets the county a little revenue.
All right, we like those. Now, I know there are, egregious things like a DUI that end up people's getting their license suspended. How are other ways that can happen, sometimes unbeknownst to people?
Well, I've got an anecdotal example in my own family. So my brother, when he was in his bonehead youth, he rode a motorcycle, and he ended up getting a speeding ticket. He was out west in California, and he was headed back to Florida, if you can imagine, on a motorcycle. And he got that ticket, and he'd forgotten about it, came to Florida, was going about his business, and one night he was going a few miles over the speed limit, got pulled over, and was threatened to be brought to jail because his license was suspended.
Oh, wow.
And the reason why it was suspended was that he never paid that speeding ticket in California. So a lot of times it's unpaid fines, like unpaid tickets and citations. That will lead to a suspension of your license. So beyond DUI, it's often those sorts of things. If you fail to carry insurance, your license will be suspended. If your registration is out of date, then you can have your license suspended. So those are all ways in which people accrue these fines and then have suspensions and are in need of a service like this Greenlight project.
And somewhat of an ugly surprise, as you pointed out in your
Correct.
story. How does that become a factor legally, like, say, in an accident? If you had a suspended license, you knew about it, you didn't know about it, but now it's a factor in an incident. How does that impact your case?
So essentially it adds insult to injury. Just because you're in violation of the driving privileges law doesn't mean you're necessarily responsible for the accident. For example, an example I often use is if you're sitting at a stoplight, and let's say you shouldn't be, and please don't anyone do this, but let's say you're intoxicated, you just left the place. But if you're stopped at a stoplight and someone rear-ends you, even though you're in violation of the law, in fact, you're guilty of a crime, you did not cause the accident. Someone ran into the rear of you. So but you can be investigated at the scene, and even though you are a victim of an accident, you can be arrested and thrown in jail. Same if you have a suspended license, unpaid fines, that sort of thing. You can receive a citation, even though you were a victim of an accident, for not being in compliance with the law. So it can add basically insult to injury. Now, if you're the one that was guilty for causing the accident, it just adds on another citation or two potentially, and really increase the costs of that accident.
All right, well, certainly it's something to be taken care of, and we appreciate Manatee County for making it a little easier. Operation Greenlight is Saturday, November 21st in the morning. You can get more information by contacting the county clerk's office, and of course, for more questions about that or any other legal questions, you can go to injuriesarepersonal.com. We'll be right back.